Have you ever had the feeling that something is off about the world? That the past, present, and future don't seem to fit together as they should? What if the reason for this feeling is that someone, or should I say some group of someones, has secretly rewritten history? Of course, you might think that sounds like a crazy conspiracy theory. Well, it sounds crazy until you start looking at the evidence. There is a group of people who have traveled back in time to change history, and they did it without anyone noticing it. They didn't make massive changes to history. If they did, everyone would have noticed. No. They only made tiny changes that went mostly unnoticed by everyone but us. Some of us see things differently and can tell that things aren't right. But how do we know that they are time travelers? Time travel is a highly complex subject, but according to many scientists, it's theoretically possible. All we need is a time machine. But here's the problem. We have never invented such a machine. Or have we? How could we have invented something that hasn't been invented yet? It seems impossible, doesn't it? But what if we already have invented it? What if someone else invented it? Someone who traveled back in time from the future to change the past. Hear us why. I believe that there is a secret group of people who have traveled back in time to change things. Let's look at 3 pieces of evidence that suggest that history has been rewritten. No. 1. Lost artifacts. In 2015, a team of archaeologists were excavating an ancient Egyptian tomb. When they came across a strange blue ring, it looked modern, almost like something you could buy online. When they researched it further, they found out that the metal composition was unknown to the Egyptians. It couldn't have been from that era. So where did it come from? Could it be a lost artifact from the future, perhaps left behind by one of these secret time travelers? The ancient Greeks were masters of creating beautiful sculptures, but also experts at signing their work. Yet in the British Museum, there's a sculpture of the god Apollo that isn't signed. Why is that? If no one knows who made this incredible sculpture, then how do we even know that it's Greek? Maybe it was created by someone from the future to fool us. And then there's the Voynich manuscript. This book looks medieval on the outside, but inside, it contains illustrations of plants, animals, and astronomical charts that seem way ahead of its time. Some researchers have even suggested that it may have been written by aliens. How else could someone from the Middle Ages know so much about nature and science? It could be another artifact from the future. Number 2. Conflicting records. As you probably know, World War II was one of the darkest chapters in human history. It was a global war that resulted in millions of deaths. Most people believe that Adolf Hitler, the leader of Nazi Germany, was responsible for starting the war. But what if he wasn't? One piece of evidence that suggests that history may have been rewritten is the existence of a secret protocol that supposedly shows that Hitler was the aggressor in the war. The protocol is known as the Hitler Protocol. According to these protocols, Hitler wanted peace and was willing to negotiate with the Allies. However, they claimed that the Allies wanted war and provoked Germany into fighting. The protocols also contain other information that contradicts what we know about World War II, such as the claim that the United States knew about the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor in advance. If these protocols are real, then it means that history has been rewritten to make Germany and Hitler look like the villains of the story. But are they real or fake? There's no way to tell for sure because the originals are missing. If they still existed, then they would be kept in top-secret archives somewhere, but they're gone. So all we have are copies made decades later. And who knows if these copies are accurate? Maybe they were leaked by someone from the future to rewrite history. 3. First-hand testimonies. There are countless stories of people who have experienced something strange that defies explanation. Many of these experiences challenge our understanding of history. For example, there are many reports of people who remember a world without a particular event or place. Take the Mandela Effect. For example, it's a phenomenon that occurs when a large group of people all share the same false memory. Perhaps the best-known example of the Mandela Effect is the belief that Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 1980s, when in reality he was released in 1990 and lived until 2013. But the Mandela Effect is unlimited to one event. There are many other examples of shared false memories that challenge our understanding of history. Some people claim to remember the Berlin Wall being pulled down in the 1970s, when in reality it was constructed until 1961 and fell in 1989. Others recall the U.S. space program landing on Mars in the 1970s, when in fact humans haven't landed on Mars yet. Still, others insist that there was a devastating earthquake, California, in the 1980s that killed thousands, when in reality there has been a major earthquake in the state since 1994. These examples are just the tip of the iceberg. There are countless other cases of the Mandela Effect that challenge our understanding of history. So what is going on here? One possible explanation is that these shared false memories are the result of time travelers changing history. By making small changes to the past, these time travelers could have created alternate timelines in which certain events never occurred or happened in different ways. As a result, some people may find themselves living in a world that is slightly different from the one we know. Of course, this is just one of many theories attempting to explain the Mandela Effect. Others suggest that these shared false memories are the result of collective imagination or the misinterpretation of evidence. But the idea that time travelers are rewriting history is an intriguing possibility that we can't ignore. So, do you believe that history has been Do you think that there's a secret group of time travelers who are changing the past? Let me know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.